Welcome back to Foodie Down Bronx. I'm your host, M, the Hungry Dominican. Blenlly, Mena, and Junelsi Frias of Next Up Vegan joins me on set.
Yay!
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we asked Blenlly, we were like, what do we say Junelsi does at Next Up Vegan? Your title is officially everything, right? You do everything at the store. Is
I
that
do a
true?
little bit of everything.
Okay.
Like I do prepping. Like I make sure I chop vegetables. That goes into the meal prep. I do dishes. I've cooked, so I know how to make the chimi, make the patacon. I take care of the. I'm a runner on
those Saturdays.
Saturdays and on Fridays. So I take your order and then I run it to the back. I take care of the box.
So you know all the secrets, right? All the recipe secrets.
All the recipes.
She knows all the recipes.
La mayoría. Not all. Sometimes it'd be like,
They're like, you can't. I can't let you know what this is going to
just in case. Just like, although she's family, she could leave us any day. Mentira.
So you guys are family. How are you related?
We are
Cousins, first
cousins.
cousins.
Primas.
Primas
Yes. Of
hermanas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
So how is it working with family?
It's awesome.
It's
yet
a lot
again.
of fun. Like I always tell her, if you were in my family, I would have quit a long time ago. Like
out.
this is not for me. But I love the environment because I'm with my family and it doesn't feel like work because we're always like joking and like we have the vibes is really great.
Booze here and there sometimes
Right?
when it's hot, it's
Yeah.
hot.
Hey, listen,
know.
we got to Dominican it
Una
up whenever we.
cervecita.
Claro que sí. Of course. So you've been with Next Up Vegan since how long?
Since
Like
April.
5 months now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
5 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
About.
And the store's been open for how long?
The store has been open for a year and a few months now.
Wow, it's been that long.
Yeah, it's been that
That's
long.
incredible.
But the thing is that we used to have the store just for meal prepping. So we used to
Okay.
walk in, cook, and then close the gates, and then the next day we just pick up the delivery and then go. So it was always closed, and that's when the community started to ask for at least a day, and they kept saying, at least give us a day, and we obviously listen. We love when people comment, email. In the streets when we're walking around, they'll be like, you guys should open up at least a day, and we were like, you know what, let's do it Saturdays, because we're already here cooking for the meal plan, so let's just open up Saturdays, and that's when we started to open up just
Saturday.
when was it?
May.
Well, it's
the
been
first
May.
weekend like the first or second weekend in May.
We opened up on Saturday.
I see. So you guys, you've had the physical space
Yes.
for a little over a year.
Yes.
Then because your audience, your customers were like,
Yes.
hey, we need more of this stuff.
Yeah.
You guys decided to open operationally for one day.
One day.
Which is Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm assuming Monday through Friday you do meal prep at the space? That's where...
No, we
no.
actually do it on Fridays now, but we used to
Fridays.
do it Saturdays before. We now do it on Fridays so that clients can come pick up on Saturdays, or we deliver to their homes on Sunday.
I see.
And it's a one-time shot, so we deliver all your meals at one shot for the rest of the following week. So
see.
you're ordering for your meals from Monday through Friday, and you're picking up that Saturday, or we're delivering to you that Sunday.
So having said that, can you tell me a little bit about what you brought to the studio today? Because you brought some
Yeah.
really good-looking food.
We
And
brought-
when you brought it in, everybody on crew was like, I can smell this. I want this. I
I
need
know.
this.
I know.
Feed me.
Yeah, we brought
What
like
they
the
do.
typical Dominican famous dishes on our menu for Saturdays. It's not what we will provide to the clients on a meal plan, because we try to keep it balanced in terms of health and and keep it kind of like less less
More
junky.
homey.
Right, yeah.
But we do like the tuna wrap or
Tuna
tuna
wrap.
sandwich. We do it for the meal plan. So I wanted to incorporate that to give you guys also an idea of how to recreate tuna with chickpeas. We brought a patacon chimi, which is our summer highlight, and this still the sensation of the block.
I can
After-
understand why.
After the
can understand
chimi, our
why.
chimi became like our baby when we were doing the Bronx night markets. That was people would line up for hours for chimi, but then when we introduced the patacon at the restaurant, everybody was
blew
like,
up.
"Forget the chimi, like who? Chimi who?" Like, so it still has a balanced popularity, the chimi, but it's not as popular as the mofonguito. And I think you also tried the mofonguito. I think my
I
sister
did.
gave you
Yes,
one.
It was very good.
Just to try it.
Very,
So
very
the
good.
mofonguito and the patacon are the most popular, and I guess because a lot of people recognize plátanos, they really enjoy it in many different ways, and it's very cultural, and it's and it's comforting.
Yeah.
So whether you're Latino or not, like plantains, and
Yes.
you kind of always go for plant.
Yeah.
Before bread.
Just sort of gravitate
Right,
towards
before
it.
the chimi bread, you would probably want to try the patacon because it's something different.
Now, when I went to the store, and I told you specifically, Junelsi, I was like, you had suggested the mushroom burger.
Yes.
Yes.
The truffle
It was the
mozzarella mac and
truffle mac and
cheese
cheese.
burger. Am I saying it correctly?
No, it was like 1,000.
It was like I typed it up and I was like, erase one more time, erase, because it was so many.
We created it the night before. Like we were just.
Literally.
And you had told me as much.
Yes. So sometimes we like the special of the day for Saturdays. It comes from inspiration from the meal prep.
Yeah.
So like the meal prep will have a dish, and we're like, oh, let's try that on a burger.
Yeah.
And like we'll sit there and we'll create a burger, and we're like, yo, this is great. This is the special.
Yeah.
So good.
And that's
Yeah.
usually
It
what
was so good.
happens. Like that's how the tacos happen, and we had like,
Yeah.
and then they got popular, so we kept it on for a few weeks.
Yeah.
It happened to our mushroom burger for Father's
The
Day.
other one, the Pride Burger was
Pride
actually
Burger was-
something we implemented the Saturday of
Really?
Pride.
What was
Yes.
the fried burger?
It was actually layers of colors. So it was like a sweet potato, black bean burger patty, layered with blue mayo. I had her girl get me coloring. I was like,
Yes.
get me some type of color because
went
I
to
want to
the-
make it like fun, you know. And then
Yeah,
I had like
yeah.
green peppers, tomato, which is the red, purple cabbage for the purple. So I looked at the flag
Rick, and we
and I was like,
created
what do we
the
have in
inside
our
of a
kitchen
burger.
that we
That's
can
amazing.
stack it up? And we stacked it. It was amazing. It was
was
so
so good.
popular.
It was
I
so
love the
good.
burger because the thing is that I'm not a huge fan of truffle. I think people can sort of go on both sides. about it when it
Yeah,
comes to
I
truffle.
love truffle.
But you guys, it was very subtle. It was like the taste was there. It wasn't overwhelming, but it was just so.
I know.
And I said, I was like, please put this on the menu. Never take it off. Keep it there. There's no reason to have it a special. Make it special every day.
I know.
Every Saturday you're open. Like, why not?
Special forever.
Ever, forever. I mean, like, it's one of the best tasting burgers I've had, period.
Aw, thank you.
Seriously.
I mean, coming from you, that is an honor.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I
you have
really-
ate so many places.
I really mean that because the thing is that it's a hearty burger. It's filling. Like I literally wanted to go to sleep after I was done. But it's also because it doesn't make you feel like a burger does
Yeah.
after you're done. You still
Like
feel light. You
lethargic.
still feel like you're comfy. You're not like dealing with whatever.
Yeah.
It was an
Definitely.
amazing burger. So I have to say, please,
I'm so glad you like it. We'll
please
bring it
put
back.
it-
We'll
I
bring it
love
back.
that.
I don't know if we're
Good
gonna keep it because
burger.
it's a lot of work, but we might bring it back.
And I was like reading through some of like people's comments, and even on Instagram, people were like, "Yo, this burger's amazing."
yeah, yeah.
So
Right, like,
burgers
amazing.
like that, we'll recycle them, so they'll come back. We just don't know when.
Exactly.
Because
We'll
it
keep it
depends
as a
on
fight.
like our ingredients, and it takes a lot to make because
Right.
it's usually like the mac and cheese was for a dish for the meal prep,
Mm-hmm.
and then what we did was we added a little truffle oil, stuck it in a burger, and we were
Right.
like, "This is great!
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god,
good.
Yeah.
like this is amazing!" And then we were like, "Okay, this is what we're doing." So like when we stock up on those ingredients, then that's when we do then we'll recreate it and we'll have it on our menu again.
Right.
It
So-
happens with like our cauliflower wings. We don't do it every weekend, but we do it on weeks.
Another popular.
That's
yeah.
yes.
That was-
I've heard people also like write about
Yeah.
the wings, and I'm like, I didn't get to have them when I
No,
was
yeah.
there, but I
We'll
definitely
we'll
wanna
bring
try
you
them.
around. You
Okay,
live so
awesome.
near us.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can come anytime.
yeah. Again, when I popped in, I was like, oh, okay, I can definitely walk over
I'm
here.
like the neighbor. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I was like, this is really great. Now you had mentioned to me that you before the interview started, you're not vegan.
No, I am a flexitarian.
You're a flexitarian,
Yes.
which is a term that I came to know when I was having the Foodie Down Bronx panel.
Yes.
Yes.
Alex from Nocane had said flexitarian,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I like whatever this is, because it allows me to like,
To be flexible.
But
Be
you also have
flexible.
admitted that you do feel the benefits of a vegan
Absolutely. Like
diet, right?
I cut off dairy. Like I started with no dairy because I'm asthmatic, and so like I was just like my asthma triggers everything, and so I'm just like, let me give it a try. Like my cousin was like, yo, just give it up for 2 weeks. You see
Right.
how you feel. So for Lent, which is popular in like the Catholic religion, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give up dairy, and I gave it up, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like my body, I was great. And then I went back and like I put dairy back into my body. So the following year, which was this year, I gave it up for good. And
Okay.
I started in February, and I've been dairy free. But like I'm still a little weak. And, like this weekend, like I broke, and
Yeah.
I literally had half a bag of Takis, and I felt the difference in my body immediately.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I felt sick, and I didn't feel good. And so I'm like, I need a cleanse because I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even worth it.
It's one of the things that I'm afraid about when I go back to eating whatever.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of how my body's going to react because I've been feeling so great. And look, don't get me wrong. I have moments during certain days where I want to eat whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And then I go to my crutch, which is like bread or
Yes,
cereal or
yes.
avocado toast or something.
Yeah.
But there's no denying the difference.
Of
Yeah,
course.
You know,
It's so
between
good.
having
So-
red meat in my system and dairy in my system and then not having it in
Yeah.
my system. It just
Yeah,
feels amazing.
I try to stay away from red meat. I don't do dairy. Like if I have poultry, it'll be like turkey or like grass-fed chicken, which is like much healthier
Yeah.
and the white part of the chicken. Or I love fish. Like I'm like, you know, maybe I'm ready to be pescatarian and move away. Like, you know, but dairy definitely no. Like I won't do it. And because of the business, I put it on my IG all the time. I get work perks. So like I bring home so much food.
She's been 80% vegan because she started working with
That's so great.
And then one of our aunts that lives with her, she's also, one of our aunts is actually vegan as well. And
So
her mom
is it affecting
the
family?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's triggering definitely a lot of curiosity. I mean, it's been since I came back from Korea. Like my first clients were my 2 aunts and my sister, and that's how Next Stop Vegan started here in New York. So my family have been, and another cousin of mine that also is employed with us, Tita, which she's been with us for over almost 2 years. I mean, the same amount of time we've been with the business, she's kind of been with us throughout the whole journey. And she's vegan, and she's been vegan since the beginning of her path with us, you know. And yeah, my sister is, you know, back in flexitarian.
Flexitarian, right?
My mom is like 80-90% vegan, you know. So everyone's kind of trickling into, you know, that.
That's really awesome.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
That's
eating healthy.
That's very awesome. When I went to the store, when I went to visit over the weekend, I had this amazing chinola juice.
Yeah.
Right, it was incredible. What other juices do you guys offer?
Tamarindo and
Lemon.
limon, and it's fresh and made at home.
I squeeze those lemons
That's
every
you.
Saturday. That is
That's
me.
all you.
That is, I think, the first thing I have to do when I walk in on Saturdays is I fresh squeeze the lemons.
There you go.
That's
You have some fresh
tamarindo.
tamarindo juice right there.
It's so good.
You might need ice
telling me
though,
more.
pero we are now icing it up for everyone
This is so
because it
good.
is hot out there.
Yeah.
But it's perfect straight out the fridge. It's just fresh and it's unique, and we use agave or cane sugar to sweeten it and make it obviously healthier.
That's really good. Just give me one second.
I'm sure that helped you a lot
That's really delicious.
to refresh yourself.
I want to go back to something that we talked about in the last segment, where we talked about the cost of veganism.
Right.
So I found that shopping for vegan food is not as expensive as people assume,
Exactly.
kind of like what you had mentioned.
Yeah.
But I do notice that when I go out to eat in certain restaurants,
Yeah.
now because veganism is like this lifestyle as opposed to just an everyday thing.
Right.
It's more sort of like it's been commercialized. It's been, you know,
Right. Definitely.
the price discrepancy is real there, and I think that's really unfair.
It
And
is.
I
think,
agree.
I think
I
it's
agree.
not okay to just have people pay for more because you're packaging in a way that yes, it looks a certain way. It brings out a certain, you know, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, you have these ingredients in these restaurants, and now you're packaging it up for a vegan meal. Now
Right.
pay extra for it.
I will probably add that sometimes when some prices hike up like that, it's because they're using vegan products, like the vegan meats or the vegan cheeses. They are a little bit expensive when it comes to comparing in wholesale for instance, for us, when we use vegan cheese, we're paying individually, you know, individual package. We
I
don't
see.
have a wholesaler. So we will have to include that price into our price, you know, price mark, because
I
it is
see.
expensive when you're
Okay.
buying it. But some restaurants, whether they get it wholesale or they get it individual package, they still abuse. I can definitely say that. Sometimes, yes, you're making your own patty. Why are you charging so much? Like if I was to be buying Beyond Meat or or buying an actual beef or fake beef
Yeah, this is
patty,
sort of like meat
then you will
alternatives.
price it high because those things are expensive if you're buying it for a restaurant, you know, market.
Right.
But it's still like, I mean, they're doing themselves their own patties, and it's still so expensive. I've encountered that myself, where I'm like, why am I paying so much for this?
Yeah.
You know, like it's not that serious. I know vegan food and I know what's in there. So I'm like, this they made themselves, so why are they charging so much? You know. But if I go to a restaurant that they're actually using vegan beef or, you know, vegan stuff, then I'm like, it makes sense because I know that it's expensive to buy it for a
Right.
business,
Right.
as repetitively as, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, I just think that it's you know, I think eventually we'll find a balance
Yeah.
where the prices aren't so astronomical. I
Yeah.
think, but I do understand the cost. It's not as inexpensive to do vegan
Yes.
meals as it is to do, you know,
Yeah.
other types of meals. I want to hit on social media real quick because you guys have a really amazing Instagram, like really
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. I
It's
don't even
a-
know how that happened.
I wanted to ask, do you plan things out or do you post more like instinctively? Like you wake up and you're
Instinctively.
just like, I'm going to
Definitely
post whatever I want to post.
instinctively.
I don't even check our. You will probably know. Maybe we should have a one-on-one Instagram like tutoring from you. But usually people will go into the analytics, statistics. They will know what time. You know, some people have mentioned this
Yeah.
to me. I don't even go into that. I don't do the sponsor thing. Like, I've done it maybe like two times. I don't do the customization of things. I just use my iPhone. You know, I could probably be doing better or more, but I'm
think you're doing
grateful
great.
for where we at with our
Me
little
too.
posts and with our
We have so
crazy
much fun.
Insta stories.
Do you post? Do you guys post
No,
together?
I
or
post,
you post?
but-
She posts, but like a lot of times it'll be
She's
like
in the
us
Insta
kicking
story.
it, like
Yeah.
because like we work together, so we'll be.
So you guys like tag team the account?
Yeah.
That's
well,
awesome.
Yeah. Well.
No. What do you mean
No.
by that?
Like maybe you'll do stories and then you'll post on the feed and then like you guys sort of you both give to the Instagram account.
Yes,
right?
well-
you both make content for it.
Well, no.
No.
It's more like she'll be like for the truffle burger, she'll be like, Nuni, come try this. And then she'll record me and she'll post me. And I'm just like, oh my God, I look horrible in that video.
Things
And,
like that. I feel like what we do is engage our followers, and they love that when they see us behind the kitchen. So the only way that Junelsi's involved in our social media is when she appears there. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's working with us.
I see.
So I'll be like, Noni, hey, selfie for the followers. You know? Or I'll go live. I'll be like, Noni, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
I call her
no.
Noni. We call her Noni. So that's the only way that she's engaged or anyone's engaged.
Okay.
For the most part, I'm the one handling social media since it started, and it's always been basically me. Hence why people only kind of recognize me and not
Okay.
my sister as the
see. I
partner,
see.
or they always come like, oh, I love Next Up Vegan, or they'll be like, Next Up Vegan.
Right.
When
right.
I'm in the streets, it's so funny. People be like, Next Up Vegan. I'm like,
Oh my God, we
Yeah.
were in a mall one time. We were in it was in Yonkers in Rich Hill, and we were leaving, and somebody was like vegan. We were like, what?
it was
And we were
so
like,
funny.
what?
That's so funny.
Like now I'm
It was
like
so-
super popular in a way, and it's
That's
like
so
it's
funny.
weird. Like, oh my God, I really cannot do anything out of the norms because now people know me. Like,
Oh, I know what you're. Oh, I know what you're going through. The first time it happened to me, I swear it was like the most Dominican thing. It was like I went because I used to live up in Dykeman in the Heights, and I
Yeah.
went back to go visit family, and somebody recognized me there. They're like, Dominicano. Que siempre teníamos.
That's so
yes.
funny.
Can
The
I help
Hungry
you?
Dominican. That's hilarious.
So now it's like I have to be more cognizant of like,
Yes,
you know, oh,
indeed.
you know, I don't know, because you don't know who knows you,
Yes.
right? You just sort of, you don't really pay attention to it.
exactly.
Trying to live your life. Everybody's just like,
Yeah, but like you
Yeah.
definitely have to be more aware of how you carry yourself in
Of
public and
course.
where you are, and you know, because anybody could just
Yeah, it's
recognize you and not
true.
even say anything.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Just have it.
indeed.
So quickly, I want to hit on two things. You guys are opening up on Fridays now.
Yes, starting this
right?
Friday.
So this Friday coming up, which is August 2nd,
yes,
you guys have new hours. What are the hours for Friday?
5 p.m. to 11.
5 to 11.
Yes.
That's like a really dope like hangout spot. after
Yeah,
you,
we
like-
chose the hours because
Evening,
we wanted
right?
people to come in after work and feel like, oh, I got a spot to go to on Fridays. Like, let's
That's
go to
so
Next Stop
awesome. I love
Weekend, you
that.
know. And then if you want to kick it because it's Friday, you can stay later. And hopefully, we're trying to get like a wine and beer license
Very cool.
and have like
Very cool. And so then Friday the 2nd, when you guys have your new hours, that's when Univision is going to come and do a
Yeah.
morning piece, right?
Yes, they
They're
are.
doing for their morning show? They're gonna be
Univision.
on there?
Yes.
So you guys will
La
be on there
Maridi.
live?
Yeah, we're gonna be live
That's
in the
so
morning
awesome.
show at 5 a.m. I think they start at 5 a.m. and it takes I think they have 3 segments in the morning, so 5, maybe 7, and another one like at 8 in the morning. It repeats itself.
Right.
So they're gonna come in and do the same thing, kind of like show. They want to see what we're doing and talk about the Dominican vegan and
That's so awesome.
interview us. My sister will be there because she's gonna get there before her job schedule.
Right.
And Nuni's probably coming. My mom might be there. Everyone's excited. I mean, it's people from Univision.
Yeah, no, it's a huge deal. It's a
Yeah,
massive deal. It's
yeah.
a massive deal. But again, like, you know, going back to your Insta, you do such a good job of putting the business out there
Yeah.
and people really do gravitate towards you and they have this positive reaction to the business.
Yeah.
it's the energy.
And it's the energy.
It's
Honestly,
gratitude.
yes.
It's the
I think that
vibes.
at the end of the day is gratitude and it's staying humble. Like I always tell my followers, my friends, whomever, like people, my family, like I'm so grateful for where we started with, you know, starting from mommy's house to my sister's house to then finding a business within a year. This is happening within 7 months.
So
You know, and
that's-
it's like
wow.
it's always grounding yourself to that beginning, you know, like
Yeah.
and also where I come from. Like I came from trying to find myself to then going to Korea to find, you know, like so I always remember that when I'm lost because I have
Yeah.
my moments. Junelsi knows I have my phase and I'm like I don't want to talk to nobody, especially in
Sure.
the summer.
I know.
Nobody knows the
It's like-
behind the scenes, but with my family, I
summer's
take it on
too
them. I'm
brutal.
like, I'm
Yeah.
over you guys. Like, leave me alone. I'm
Have
gonna
a
cook my
pizza.
burger and
Not
leave me alone.
today.
Not today. But I mean, everyone goes through their moments, right?
course.
But at the end of the day, when I get home after being tired for like 13, 14, 16-hour shifts, like I'm like, I just remind myself where I came from, where we're coming from, and the support that I have from my family being there.
So great.
It's only been family since we started. My delivery team is my brother-in-law, my nephew, my niece's boyfriend. You know, my delivery contact person is my niece. You know, it's a family. It's always like, you know, it's just continuously a family. And whether we break into like just having staff, like I cannot forget all the support they've given us so far, you know, and then of course our followers know that, and they all the ones that have been there from the beginning, and that's why they love us so much.
They've seen that progression.
Because they've seen the progression. They've seen that we're still cool. You're just two sisters from the Bronx, you know.
That.
Crazy
That's awesome.
Blenlly, always doing crazy stuff, but you know, like they love it.
That's so great. I love that. I love that. I just want to thank you guys for being on the show. Blenlly, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing up at the last segment, even though you were very nervous to do so.
I know, you
I
were
appreciate
great.
it. Well, listen, if you have the title of everything, I feel
She
you have
should
to
be
you
there.
have to be on the show. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Anne.
you
We
for having
appreciate it.
At the
us.
show. All right, guys. So follow Next Stop Vegan on Instagram at Next Stop Vegan, and swing by their location at 1818 Archer Street from Fridays, starting at 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Saturdays from 3 to 9. Well, that's all for the show, guys. Thank you again for tuning in, and thank you to our guests today for joining us. Tune in every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. here on BronxNet, Optimum 67 and FiOS 33. Also tune in on the go at bronxnet.org and find us on YouTube. From BronxNet to the world, this is Foodie Down Bronx. I'm your host, M, the Hungry Dominican. Remember to feed your mind, feed your body, and if you see me coming along, feed me. Adios. Let's feast.
Yes.
Yes, yes.